Tonight on Star City News.
An executive order that is shaking the country. President Trump's immigration ban leaves hundreds stranded. We'll take a look at how families right here in Lincoln are coping.
More fallout from the immigration ban. Local politicians and community leaders taking sides. We'll break it down for you.
Plus, the latest in sports and weather. All that and more next on Star City News.
Live from the television studios in the College of Journalism and Mass Communications at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, Star City News starts now.
Good evening, I'm Leanna Prill.
And I'm Lucas Bond.
In an executive order issued last Friday, President Trump has banned travel into the United States from 7 Muslim-majority countries. While the Trump administration says the policy is not a direct target on Muslims, some Muslim refugees here in Lincoln are now concerned about their future. Our own Seth Cordy is live from the newsroom with more.
Some people might wonder what an executive order has. Some people might wonder the effect that a large executive order has locally, especially here in Lincoln, that is a large refugee resettlement hub. And for the people at Lutheran Family Services, they say the executive order came as a surprise.
It's sort of been a mad rush to just sort of make sense of chaos. Our greatest concern is to let them know that we're not just signing off on it and saying it's okay. And so we are doing our best to explain to the refugees we're working with what's happening, that things are still in process, that we're not sure what it's gonna be like next week even. We're still waiting to see how it's all gonna keep playing out, and that we're just gonna keep supporting them and fighting for their families to be here.
For the refugees that walk through its doors, Lutheran Family Services plans to continue to welcome the 70-plus families it serves with open arms. Iraqi immigrant Bashar Kareem is devastated. Kareem is now in the process of trying to figure out how he can get his mother here from Iraq so she can visit her new grandson.
Right now, there's no way I can see my mom, or there's no way my kids can see their grandma anymore because of this travel ban.
Kareem, who works at Lutheran Family Services, says the hardest part is explaining the chaos to his mother.
And she told me something. She said, "Is this the life you left me and your sister behind? Is this the thing you want? Is this the American dream you're talking to me, that I cannot see you anymore? I cannot see my grand kids anymore. So what happens? Why? There's no way you can come back. There is no way I can come visit you because of this travel ban."
And Lutheran Family Services remain hopeful that they will be able to help refugees as much as possible.
The American dream, the life in America, I left everything behind so you can join me.
Reporting for Star City News, I'm Seth Cordy.
By now, most people know we have a new Attorney General. President Trump fired Sally Yates last night after she refused to support his executive order on immigration. Trump selected a replacement just hours later. Dana Bente will serve as the acting Attorney General until Trump's nominee for the position, Jeff Sessions, is confirmed. Bente has worked for the Justice Department for over 30 years. In 2015, President Obama nominated Bente to be the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. He confirmed that Senate by December, which is why he could step in on such short notice. He's received praise from former Attorney General Loretta Lynch. The Washington Post quoted her saying, "He's like that reliable middle child, the one you could always count on to be there for you." President Trump also finds him reliable. Late last night, Bente formally ordered the courts to defend the immigration ban.
With Donald Trump's executive order on immigration in place, UNL staff and students are concerned about what that means in Nebraska. Star City's Reed Hunsaker has more.
UNL sent an emergency email Sunday to students from 6 of the 7 countries on President Donald Trump's travel ban. Today, University of Nebraska spokesman Steve Smith reiterated that message.
The intention was to provide as much information as quickly as possible to those affected. We have roughly about 100 scholars in the university community who are affected by this ban.
Smith made it clear that there are resources in place to help these students.
The International Students and Scholars Office, which has a very dedicated staff, and they are engaged with all students, international students across the university.
Smith says the university is staying on top of this quickly developing national issue. He also says they will communicate any new information to faculty and students. Meanwhile, political science professor John Hibbing says it may take time for the courts to challenge Donald Trump's executive order.
Those things are difficult to put together. Usually you'd like to find an individual who really is a good test case for, the challenge that you're making with regard to the Constitution.
But for now, Smith is making a promise to staff and students.
You are welcome here, and that you will always have a home at Nebraska.
Reporting for Star City News, I'm Reed Hunsaker.
Two Lincoln men are behind bars and charged with robbery and first-degree false imprisonment. According to the Lincoln Police, 20-year-old Kalen Long and 24-year-old Jahal Gudita were invited to the victim's apartment at 22nd Street to watch a football game January 9th. Long and Gudita used a liquor bottle to knock one man down who suffered a broken jaw, a fractured cheekbone, and 29 staples. The other man was punched in the face, both tied up, and $450 were stolen along with marijuana.
And novices. We innovate.
Welcome to Innovation Campus.
Lincoln City Council voted 6-1 Monday night to ban corrugated cardboard from the city's landfill. According to a fact sheet, corrugated cardboard took up between 9.5% and 14% of the landfill space. The goal is to try and increase recycling while extending the life of the landfill. Lincoln is expanding its recycling drop-off centers. Some waste haulers will pick up the cardboard from your curb. Police say a teen
Haymarket,
being shot to go to the
a
hospital.
beautiful place
He
just
walked
west
into
of
the
downtown
Bryan.
Lincoln. Home of the exciting
He walked into the
Pinnacle
Bryan
Bank
West
Arena and a
campus.
rich history.
He was shot in the hand
The
while
Haymarket's
walking
history
with friends
starts
near
shortly
27th and
after
O
Lincoln's
around
founding,
10
when
o'clock
Lincoln was a-
Saturday night. The 17-year-old told police he didn't tell anybody because he was scared he was going to get in trouble. He told police he does not know why he was targeted. The Omaha police officer who was shot Monday is now recovering at home. 39-year-old officer Jill Schillerberg responded to a call of a suspicious party. After arriving, police say she exchanged gunfire with 20-year-old Monroe Evans III. Both were rushed to Nebraska Medicine. Evans was struck multiple times. Schillerberg was hit once in the lower left leg. The 16-year-old veteran officer was released last night. Evans is still in the hospital in critical condition. Now we hear reaction from a Lincoln woman after she was attacked and shot during a robbery. Star City's Anthony Ainsley has the story.
Lincoln police responded to a robbery on 27th and Garfield at 1:23 this morning after a man was seen breaking into a woman's vehicle. 25-year-old Sarah Shum noticed a man looking around inside her SUV before she went outside to confront him. She told the man to get out and leave, and she had already called the police.
He first got out of the car. He said something about "what's up" or something like that, and I said, "What do you mean, what's up? You're in my car. What are you doing?"
That was when she said he pulled out a pellet gun.
He fired off a warning shot, which is when I realized it either wasn't a real gun or wasn't a loaded gun. Continued to walk up here. He kept following me.
Shum said after she turned around to go back inside her house, that was when the man opened fire. She was hit 4 times in her left wrist, right elbow, and right shoulder.
Shum said she didn't realize her wounds until 10 to 15 minutes following the incident. She quickly put neosporin and peroxide on her wounds shortly after calling the authorities. Shum has been living in this neighborhood for 4 months now, and despite this incident, she still feels safe in her home.
No, I still like this neighborhood. I mean, I love my house. I feel safe in my house.
Police say the robbery suspect is 19-year-old Damian Scott Jr., who fled the scene with 4 other men in a black Ford Fusion. Authorities caught all 5 men after their car crashed at the corner of 80th and Amber Hill Road. Police say Scott was also the driver of the getaway car, while Deontay Mullen, William Cole, Justin Smith, and Patrick McGee were also taken into custody. Scott was cited for robbery, fleeing to avoid arrest, and DUI. For Star City News, I'm Anthony Ainsley reporting.
Well, your wait time at the DMV could be a lot shorter. Lincolnites can now access the DMV on Saturdays. According to the Lincoln Journal-Star, there is a drive-through window at the 46th and R Streets location. And from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., the additional open day is convenient for people receiving their new license plates this year. A 43-year-old man is charged with the pet center fire from January 1st, according to the Lincoln Journal-Star. Lincoln police are asking for a warrant to search for David Feinsmaker's electronics in this ongoing investigation. Feinsmaker is involved in 5 other fire-related incidents dating back to March 12th. A removed alien with a felony conviction from 2005 is back in the United States. 39-year-old Hector Javier Garcia Mendez pleaded guilty for possession of a deadly weapon and small amount of meth. Garcia Mendez was suspended of lying about his name and date of birth to a Lancaster County Sheriff's deputy September 4th at 5:30 in the morning, according to Lincoln Journal-Star. His gun and watch were stolen, and he was sentenced to 5 years for all counts.
UNL's Drone Journalism Lab is going to take a few months on the road. In partnership with the Poynter Institute, Google News Lab, and others, the lab will lead training sessions at 4 universities across the country between March and August. UNL professor Matt Waite says that it's a big deal because of the different perspective a video shot from the air provides to a story.
If you've got a story of a tornado that went through a town, or a flood, or a wildfire, or anything that it stretches on for any length of time or space, being able to get in the air and get an aerial perspective on it just completely changes people's understanding of how big and how far and how wide something is.
Waite also says the sessions will teach what to study to pass the Federal Aviation Administration's drone pilot exam.
National Signing Day is Wednesday, and the Nebraska football team is looking to close the deal on a number of prospects for its 2017 recruiting class. Nebraska currently has 17 verbal commits in the class. The offensive side is highlighted by 4-star quarterback Tristan Gebbia and 4 4-star receivers. On defense, 4-star defensive end Avery Roberts was the top get. The only other end in the class is 3-star Guy Thomas. It's been rumored that he could flip to Pitt or Louisville. Top targets still out there for Nebraska include 5-star wideout Joseph Lewis, 4-star corner Elijah Blades, and 4-star corner Dimador Lenoir. 8 Husker targets have yet to announce their commitment. Head coach Mike Riley will hold a signing day press conference at Memorial Stadium on Wednesday at 4. The Nebraska men's basketball team sits in a 5-way tie for 6th place in the Big Ten Conference standings following their win over Purdue on Sunday. Wisconsin and Maryland remain tied atop the league with a 7-1 record in league play. Nebraska is back home Thursday to battle Michigan State. Head coach Tim Miles and sophomore forward Jack McVay said that their victory over Purdue puts them in a good position moving forward. The Huskers battle Michigan State on Thursday at 6 p.m. A lot more games on the docket tonight in college hoops. In the Big Ten, Iowa visits Rutgers. Number 17, Maryland visits Ohio State. And number 10, Wisconsin is in Champaign to face Illinois. The Badgers have won 5 straight. In top 25 action tonight, Pitt is at the Smith Center to play number 12, North Carolina. Number 22, Creighton, who's lost 2 of their last 3, play at number 16, Butler. Number 7, West Virginia is in Ames to play Iowa State. And Georgia is at the Rupp to play number 8 Kentucky. That's an 8 Central tip on ESPN. It'll be Brent Musburger's final broadcast of his career. Only one game in top 25 college basketball action last night. Number 21 Duke went on the road to face 20th ranked Notre Dame at the Joyce Center. We pick it up late in the first half. Grayson Allen misses from 3, but a beautiful baseline rebound by Luke Kennard, who feeds it to Allen. Second time a charm. The 3 rattles in. 26-21 Duke. 6 minutes left until halftime. Mid-second half now. Duke up 11. Temple Gibbs tries to pass it to Rex Pfluger. Kennard says, Kennard dropped 16 points. Duke goes on to win 84-74. Super Bowl 51 Media Day was held on Monday evening at NRG Stadium in Houston. The Stars took to the podium to address reporters ahead of Sunday's matchup. Patriots quarterback Tom Brady went viral on social media when he was asked who his hero is.
I think my dad is my hero because he's someone that I look up to every day. And my dad.
Falcons quarterback Matt Ryan said he'll soak up the Super Bowl atmosphere, and he believes his team is handling the pressure pretty well.
I mean, obviously this isn't normal, right? Like this isn't our day-to-day, but when we get into the practice field and in our meeting rooms, it feels real normal. You know, so we'll enjoy this part of it. It's cool. You never know when you're going to get these opportunities in your life to kind of come out here, have all these fans and media people here. And so we'll enjoy it tonight, but we feel good with where we're at.
The Super Bowl kicks off this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time on Fox. Back in Lincoln, the Lancaster Event Center announced Monday that they will host the High School National Finals Rodeo in July of 2020. They'll also host in 2021, 26, and 27. The event will bring over 1,700 cowboys and cowgirls to participate. Each rodeo will last 7 days and could bring 50,000 visitors from across the U.S. Each rodeo is estimated to generate $16 million. Rodeo sounds like fun. That is the latest in sports. We're going to go to break. More news after this on Star City News.
Soon.
Just days after the Lincoln City Council votes to keep its theaters ordinance in place, Marcus Theaters announces some hot news. It's bringing heated seats to the Grand Cinema downtown. Now all 14 theaters will feature heated recliners. Marcus applied for the permits to begin renovating last Thursday. The company says the new seats should be in by the summer.
All right. Well, that sounds good to me.
Right. They just missed Valentine's Day, though. I can't
know.
believe it.
Too bad. But I'm sure students will enjoy that in the summer and when it comes in June.
Got to get those heated seats in time for the hot weather. You know?
Absolutely. Well, thanks for tuning in today. And from here at Star City News, have a great night.